Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Benares, there lived a prince, the son of King Brahmadatta. But this was no ordinary prince. He was mean, cruel, and quick to anger, always looking to prove he was tougher than anyone else. People feared him, both inside and outside the palace, and behind his back, they called him the evil prince. One day, the prince decided to go swimming in the river despite the sky darkening with an approaching storm. Determined to show he was fearless, he ordered his servants to take him into the middle of the river. But once they were there, his servants, fed up with his cruelty, threw him into the raging waters, hoping to rid themselves of the evil prince for good. As the storm raged, the prince was swept downstream, barely managing to grab hold of a floating dead tree trunk. Terrified, he clung to the log, crying out for help. Meanwhile, a snake, a water rat, and a parrot, each washed into the river by the storm, found themselves clinging to the same log as the prince. The snake had been guarding a buried treasure of 40 million gold coins. The water rat had been guarding a treasure of 30 million gold coins, and the parrot had been nesting in a nearby tree. As the log floated down the river, a holy man living in a small hut heard the prince's cries for help. This holy man was the Bodhisattva, an enlightened being who had given up his wealth and status to live humbly by the river. He couldn't ignore the cries for help, so he rushed to the river, grabbed a log, and pulled it to shore. The holy man took the prince and the 3 animals to his hut, where he warmed them by the fire and fed them, starting with the animals. This infuriated the evil prince, who couldn't believe he was being treated with less care than a snake, a rat, and a parrot. After a few days, the snake, the rat, and the parrot were ready to leave. Each expressed their gratitude to the holy man, offering him their treasures or assistance. The prince, still filled with anger and resentment, offered the holy man a vague promise of help when he became king. Time passed, and the prince did indeed become king. The holy man decided to test the gratitude of the snake, the rat, the parrot, and the new king. The snake and the rat both offered their treasures, and the parrot offered to bring him the finest rice. However, when the holy man approached the king, the ungrateful ruler ordered his execution, fearing the holy man would reveal how he had saved his life. As the holy man was whipped through the streets, he calmly repeated, "There's more reward in pulling deadwood from a river than in helping an ungrateful man." The people of Benares, realizing what the king had done, became enraged. They overthrew the king and made the holy man their new ruler. As king, the holy man visited his old friends the snake, the rat, and the parrot. He accepted their treasures and took care of them in the royal palace, living in harmony with them for many years. The new king became famous for his generosity, and when he and his friends passed away, they were all reborn according to their deeds. The moral of the story is, gratitude is a reward that brings even greater rewards.